Movies suck nowadays, so there hasn't been much competition, but Titane is one of the best movies in years.
The correct pronunciation for it, Titane. Pretty straightforward once you know.
I don't want to say too much about it because one of the best things about the movie is that I never knew what was going to happen next. The movie has a lot of typical tropes you see in other movies, but as soon as I would be like, oh, okay, this is where the movie's going, it would take a turn and something completely different would happen than I expected. Like a lot of the best movies, it was highly referential to other movies, but it took pieces of those movies and made its own original piece of art out of it. Titane kind of essentially is David Cronenberg's Crash meets David Cronenberg's The Fly. There's a lot of that David Cronenberg body horror stuff, which I'm not personally into and has never been my favorite part of David Cronenberg's work, but like with Titane, when the body horror stuff is done well, it does add to the movie. It certainly makes it more horrific and insane. It's a ridiculous movie. It's one of those movies you watch and you think, why would anyone ever write this? The lead in Titane is frickin' awesome. It's a Michael Shannon in Bug career-making performance. This woman has to do a lot of nutty fucking shit. I never questioned for a second that this woman wasn't actually the character on screen. If this was a decade ago, she would be cast in a bunch of movies after this performance. Unfortunately, with today's landscape, I don't even know where she would fit in. I wanted to see some other movies she'd been in, but it turns out she's not even really an actress. She's a French journalist. I guess she's a co-founder of a French feminist magazine. Holy shit, though. What a performance that was. Yet she'll most likely go unknown while the public is forced to watch another movie starring Anna Taylor Fishface. Do people really only want to see the same 9 actors in every movie? Just because a movie star is in a movie doesn't make the movie engaging. People weren't running out to the theaters to see Fishface play a tough girl. You know, I understand that a lot of actors are the children of actors and other filmmakers. I get that. I'm able to stomach that kind of nepotism. It's honestly just a part of filmmaking. But people like Fishface really bother me. Her whole life is just wealth and privilege. She's from a family of British diplomats. I don't even understand why filmmakers are even interested in working with her. It's like putting Paris Hilton in your movie. She makes Scarlett Johansson seem like one of the best actors on the planet. I've seen way too many things with her in it. She's bothered me in every one. I honestly liked her best in that cheesy X-Men movie, New Mutants. It was very broad and sitcom-y, and her bad acting fit perfectly for that. Good casting is so important. Take Scarlett Johansson.
Just want to feel it. Ooh. Oh, that's totally working.
She is not a good actress. A very limited range of what she can do. She was first cast in Ghost World as a teenager, playing a teenager. And Ghost World is great. It's directed by Terry Zwigoff and based off a comic by Daniel Clowes. It's awesome. And she's great in it. It's not the most well-known movie, but it launched her career. 2 years later, Sofia Coppola's Lost in Translation came out, which made Scarlett Johansson a household name. It's a very pretentious, arrogant movie. You can tell it's made by the smug daughter of a famous person. Scarlett Johansson was 17 years old when the movie was filmed, and she plays the love interest of a guy in his mid-50s. I honestly feel like the only reason people like this movie is because they like looking at a 17-year-old Scarlett Johansson, and it validates their attraction to a teenager. I'm younger than Scarlett Johansson, and I was creeped out seeing this movie as a teenager. Kinda skeeved me out that Bill Murray even agreed to do it.
You're much too young, girl, you'll be a woman soon. Better run, girl.
But as for Scarlett Johansson's performance, her character is supposed to be emotionless and cavalier, so she's well cast once again, like in Ghost World. Then it turned out she's not a dynamic actor. She was just cast well in this movie. Her character in Ghost World is intentionally very low energy and monotone. She's a bored teenager. Scarlett Johansson was perfectly cast for this. The whole movie was perfectly cast. Thora Birch in the lead role is perfect. Thora Birch is a great actress. I wish she was in more movies and Scarlett Johansson was in less, but Scarlett Johansson is good in some really great movies. She's great at playing characters without a personality. She's great at playing robots and aliens. She's great in Spike Jonze Her and Under the Skin, but she isn't versatile enough to be cast in so many movies. That French woman was great in Titane, but that doesn't mean she needs to star in every American movie now. It would be better if filmmakers could focus more on casting for what the specific role needs instead of just reusing the same actors again and again. They should be casting for the role instead of casting for the star. And I don't even understand these people Hollywood is choosing to make into stars. These last 2 people who played Spider-Man are British. Spider-Man is supposed to be a wisecracking New Yorker. That's the whole character. but he has yet to be played by a New Yorker. They keep on recasting Spider-Man over and over. It should not be hard to find a wisecracking New York teenager to play this part. There's probably more actors in New York City than anywhere else in the world. You can't find one to play Spider-Man? You know, I don't give a shit about Harry Potter, but they cast those movies very well. They actually found unknown British school children to play the roles. They didn't have Harry Potter played by a 19-year-old Nepo baby from Los Angeles. Do you know who they chose to play Spider-Man in the first live-action Spider-Man movie? The role is a high school kid from New York. They cast a 30-year-old guy from Santa Monica. Then they recast him with a slightly younger British guy. For Harry Potter, they spent over half a year scouring England to find the perfect kids to play these roles. For Spider-Man, they just keep on throwing different people at us. First we get a generic LA child actor, and then we get 2 British dudes. Tom Holland plays the role well enough, and the animated movies are awesome, but it does bother me they can't just get a kid from Queens to play the part. It's not even about celebrity anymore. Even with the smaller films, they reduced the pool of actors to like 16 people. That emotionless Irish Jessie Buckley girl, for some reason, has to be the girl in every interesting filmmaker's movie now. First time I saw her, I was like, she's gotta be someone's niece. She's got niece face. But apparently, she's not an actor from nepotism. She was able to be this uncharismatic all on her own. There are countless examples of why casting out of the box is great. You get performances like Titane, and it doesn't just have to be unknown actors. We need more than Tarantino to use old actors whose careers have fizzled up. Why can't someone like Thora Birch or Peter Sarsgaard show up in anything worth watching? Can't someone offer them a decent script? It's embarrassing when you think an actor has retired and then you look at their IMDb and they've done like 2 movies every year. All crap.
Come on, pal. I don't want to hear your life story. Paw me.
We all know Jesse Plemons found a monkey's paw and wished he could become Matt Damon and take over his career. But the old monkey paw's twist was that he had to look like retarded Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
That's common knowledge. We all know this. It's just a fact.
Matt Damon.
I'm definitely flattered by the comparison. I would be curious to hear his thoughts if he's annoyed.
Matt Damon!
But why does every movie have to have a part for retarded Matt Damon? Motherfucker is in everything.
Matt Damon!
He's not the worst actor or anything. I truly hated his character on Breaking Bad, which I guess we're supposed to hate, so he did a good job, but he's not versatile or anything special that he needs to appear in everything. It aggravates me every time I see his name attached to a new movie. It's just like a joke at this point. Plus, he started dating Kirsten Dunst. How the hell did he score her? And I guess they're married now? Well, good for her. I guess we know she isn't shallow. I just feel like she's been brainwashed and she's gonna wake up one day and realize she's with the wrong Matt Damon.
Matt Damon!
I'm definitely out of touch and I don't recognize most popular streaming service actors, but Hollywood is just reusing the same 20 people in movies. I know this has always been a problem, but there are so few decent movies being made now that there's rarely movies worth seeing that have other actors in them. It's like they flip a switch or open a floodgate and all of a sudden we get 1,000 Anna Taylor Fishface and Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong movies. I hope you like Austin Butler because he's going to be in like 10 of the 50 movies coming to theaters the next few years.